Assalamu alaikum dear students. Our today's lesson is about English basic grammatical units. So let's see that what are the basic units of English grammar. So we will start off with morpheme and we will see that what is a morpheme, and afterwards we will move on towards word, phrase, clause and sentence. So firstly we'll see that what is a morpheme. So, morpheme is a meaningful linguistic unit consisting of a word or a word element. So, we have been given two word elements over here like S and ED. These two are the morphemes. Now, how could they be meaningful? Let's add this S with any single word like girl, girls, boards, chairs, tables. So you would see that this addition of S is going to have an impact upon the meaning of the word, and that changes the singular into the plural. This ED, let's add it with the word like received. That's going to change the word receive and its grammatical function from present to past. Similarly, we will add an ness with happy. So you would see this adjective happy would be changed into the noun happiness, merriment, and so on and so forth. So these morphemes are always meaningful and they are going to have an impact upon the meaning with which they would be attached. Moving on, we would see that morphemes, they have different types, like there are the free morphemes, bound morphemes, then there are the derivational and inflectional morphemes, but we are not going into the details of morphemes. Rather, we will move on and we will see and we will discuss the next element, the next unit of grammar, which is word. Firstly, we'll see that what is a word. This is a single, distinct, meaningful element of speech or writing. And now if we see the word and morpheme relation, we will see that a word is a morpheme or combination of morphemes to which meaning is attached. For example, there is the morpheme fully, and if we will attach hope with fully, so we would see that this is also a word, hopefully. And fully is a morpheme. This is also a word. Hope is a word, and when we will add this hopefully together, so they are going to form an other word which consists of two morphemes. Words have two types, content words and functional words. Now, what are the content words? Content words belong to open class. And what does this mean by open class? That means that new members can be added into it. That keeps on evolving. That class keep on having more and more words into it. For example, nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and you would see that with each day we are going to have the more and more variety of the words. We hadn't been much familiar with the word quarantine, but after COVID-19 you would see that there are new words which have become the part of our common vocabulary, SOPs, and many more. And now what are the functional words? Functional words belong to closed class, which means that new members are rarely added into it. For example, prepositions, conjunctions, articles, auxiliary verbs, pronouns. So these are the kinds of words which do not evolve with as much as speed as we may see the content words do. So that's going to be the brief introduction. We will move on towards the next unit of grammar, which is phrase. So what is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words that expresses a concept and is used as a unit within a sentence. So what is a phrase? That's a group of words that forms a grammatical unit, a grammatical component, and that can be used to communicate something. And it's a part of a sentence and cannot stand on its own. So phrases, they do provide information about whatever we are speaking about, whatever we are saying about, and they work as a particular unit in a sentence. For example, if we would see the brown hat is blowing away in the wind, this is a full sentence, and that sentence contains three phrases, which is the brown hat, blowing away, in the wind. And like if we just see that what kind of a phrase that is, we see that the brown hat is a noun phrase, blowing away is a verb phrase, in the wind is a prepositional phrase. Similarly, we would see that how this sentence is divided into the three phrases. I've colored them in distinctly so that they may be distinctly seen as the different phrases. The angry dog, a single phrase, which is a noun phrase. Chased is a verb phrase. The scared boy, again a noun phrase. Similarly, you may see this is one phrase. Red, a lot of people do not sleep at night. The horse runs at a good speed. That also consists of three phrases. We'll move on towards clause. What is a clause? A clause is a group of words that contains a verb. A clause may form part of a sentence or it may be a complete sentence in itself. So what differentiates a clause from a phrase is the fact that this is necessary for a clause to be called a clause if that contains a verb. So that conveys a meaning, and so a clause may and that conveys a meaning, a complete meaning in the form of independent clause and an incomplete meaning in the form of a subordinate clause. So a clause may form part of a sentence or it may be a complete sentence in itself. This is interesting. For example, he was eating a chicken sandwich. This is one clause and this is also a sentence. Now, if we write over here that he was eating a chicken sandwich while his brother was eating a paratha, so that is also a sentence which consists of two clauses. So what is a clause? A clause is something that contains a verb. That's a necessity that it must contain a verb. It could be having some other elements or components too. Since that's a brief introduction, so with all this we will move on towards the basic focus of our lesson, which is a sentence. So what is a sentence? A sentence may be defined as a group of words that contains a subject and a predicate and that expresses a complete thought. So we may say that a group of words that expresses a complete thought is called a sentence. For example, the baby is smiling. Mango is the national fruit of Pakistan. I won. They convey the complete thought, the complete meaning. Hence, they are the sentences. They are the examples of sentence. Sentences are classified into two ways, according to use and according to form. Now, we will see that what are the sentence types according to use. So hence we may see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 types of sentences, and which are declarative, imperative, interrogative, exclamatory and optative. So we will see that what are these and if we will have some examples for them. Yes. So firstly, what is a declarative sentence? It is the sentence which states or declares something. That may state a fact, that may give some opinion, that may state a feeling. So that would be called, like you are saying something, you are stating something, you are declaring something. So whenever you use a sentence in order to declare something or assert something, that would be called a declarative sentence. For example, the dog in the backyard is barking. That would be an example of affirmative sentence. The dog does not bite. Negative. I did warn you about the danger. Emphatic. So we see that this declarative sentence is divided into three types: affirmative, negative, and emphatic. I like to eat ice cream. Affirmative. I do not like to eat ice cream. Negative. I do like eating ice cream. Emphatic. So here you are in emphatic, the type of declarative sentence, we are emphasizing upon something. If somebody would ask me that I didn't receive the email, did you send it? And I would say, no, I did send that. I did send that yesterday. I don't know why you didn't receive that. Because you are stressing upon something, therefore you are using this emphatic structure of a sentence. Though that may fall into the category of declarative sentence, but this is the subtype of declarative sentence which is emphatic. So I hope you got this. Moving on, we will see some more examples of declarative sentence. The students are playing basketball. In declarative sentence, the subject usually comes before the verb, like the students is the subject, and this comes before the auxiliary and the main verb are playing. So that comes before that. This is the structure of a declarative sentence. It starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop in writing and a drop in pitch in speech. The students are playing basketball. There is a drop in the pitch. That means that I'm saying something, I'm asserting something. If I would say the students are playing basketball, here you may see that there is no drop in the pitch. Rather, I have a raised voice that indicate that this is a question and this is not the statement. So here in declarative sentence, there is a drop. There used to be the drop in pitch. That means that we state something, we say something, we do not ask a question. Therefore, there would be a drop in pitch. Students study their lessons. I am a teacher. The sun rises in the east. He is the honor of the Lord where our house stands. So these are all the examples of declarative sentence. And here we are asserting something, we are saying something, we are giving some sort of information, or we are sharing our opinion or feelings or so. Next, imperative sentence. An imperative sentence is one which expresses an advice, a request, command, or an order. The imperative sentence, now what's its structure? It starts with the capital letter and ends with the period, with a full stop. Generally, the subject is not mentioned and only the predicate is expressed. It begins with the first form of the verb, usually. So let's see its example. Please give me a glass of water, an example of request, go to school, kind of command, please close the door, request, tell me who he is, kind of command, please call your sister, request, kindly lend me your book, request, do your work on time, kind of command. So if we see the structure, so that's again the same thing, that starts with the first form of the verb and that used to end with the full stop and so on. Next, the type is the interrogative sentence, and that's very familiar one. Everybody is familiar that whenever we state a question, that would be termed, we use the interrogative formation for stating a question. And an interrogative sentence usually begins with an asking word like what, when, why, will, do, etc. So what, when, why, these are the direct question words, whereas will, do, are, am, is, has, have, these are the auxiliaries. And these auxiliaries, if they come in the beginning of the sentence, so that sentence would be having the interrogative formation, and that would be an interrogative sentence. So with the first letter in capital and always ends with the question mark. Do you know that man? So that's a question that starts with an auxiliary do and that ends with the question mark. And here this is kind of a question, and this is an interrogative sentence. Some more examples. Do you know how to write a poem? Did the child eat his dinner? Why did you come late? Have you received my gift? Where do you live? And there is the raised pitch. Whenever you pose a question, there would be a raised pitch at the end. So I should move on. What's an exclamatory sentence? An exclamatory sentence is one which expresses a sudden or strong emotion or feeling, and that emotion or feeling could that be of happiness, sadness, anger, surprise, fear, excitement, regret, and so on. Whenever there is an outburst of emotions and you express that outburst of emotions by using some sentence, that would be called an exclamatory sentence. An exclamatory sentence cannot be a single word. Because that is a sentence, then definitely it could not be a single word. It usually begins with a capital letter and ends with an exclamation mark. Not necessarily, because if there is the extreme emotion or the extreme way of showing some emotion, then this would be ending in an exclamation mark. Sometimes that could also end in a full stop. That depends upon the intensity of saying something. Sometimes a period is used to lessen the force of the exclamation. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Like, help, our house is on fire. You just and that could be uttered in a more in a kind of an extreme way, though I'm not doing that over here. So since that exclamation mark, that shows that there's more intensity, and if there would be a little less, then help, our house is on fire. So a little intensity could also be making the sentence to be ended in a full stop. And some more examples of exclamatory sentences. What a good dinner that was. Oh my God. Run for your life, Chose. Forgive me, mother. Ah, here he comes again. So these are some more examples of exclamatory sentences, and these are showing some different sorts of feelings. Sometimes this is happiness, sometimes this is saying excuse, sorry, or saying some kind of expressing some certain sort of regrets or sorry feelings or so. Moving on, the next type, and the last type of sentence is optative sentences. Optative sentences indicate a wish, desire, or hope, and the verb used is always plural irrespective of the subject. For example, Allah save the world. Optative sentences may end with full stop or with an exclamation mark. That depends. Long live Pakistan. Prayer, may Allah help us or help you in this tragedy. Prayer, may he achieve success. Prayer, wish you a pleasant journey. A wish, I wish I were a Superman. This is also a wish, a desire. Now you may test your skill by seeing that the following sentences could belong to which category of a sentence, like if they are declarative, imperative, interrogative, or exclamatory. So are you aware of the appointment tomorrow? So what type of a sentence that is? Today is my birthday. Give me a cup of coffee. How wonderful. Would that I were a king. Wow, what a beautiful dress. Happy birthday. My mother is a doctor. Alas, I did not help him. May Allah keep them safe. So students, just do this exercise and see that what you have understood so far. And thank you for today.